Good morning, everybody. Today we have to continue the explanation of chapter 4, chemical reactions. The objective is about yield of chemical reaction. Let's start by defining the yield of a reaction. Yield is a ratio. This ratio represents the experimental or the actual amount of a product with respect to its theoretical amount. So it's a ratio representing the experimental amount of the product with respect to its theoretical amount. Let's see what's the difference or what do we mean by the experimental or actual amount and theoretical amounts. Actual amount is the amount of the product formed when the reaction is carried out in the laboratory. While the theoretical amount, it's the amount that is calculated by using a stoichiometric calculations. So actual amount هي الامount of the product formed when the reaction is carried out in the laboratory, while the theoretical amount is the amount that is calculated by using a stoichiometric calculation. So as a result, percentage yield, it's the experimental quantity over the theoretical quantity multiplied by 100. This quantity can be represented either by using number of mole or mass or volume. The experimental quantity is smaller than the theoretical quantity, and this difference between both values is due to, it's maybe due to a reversible reaction. A reversible reaction, which means that a reaction that takes place in both directions. Take, for example, NH4Cl. It decomposes to give NH3 and HCl, but at the same time, NH3 and HCl combine together to produce NH4Cl. So this is one of the reasons that leads to a difference between experimental and theoretical quantity. Let's move to another reason. More than one reaction is taking place at the same time in the reaction medium. For example, upon heating a mixture of iron and sulfur to produce iron 2 sulfide, another reaction takes place, which is the combustion of sulfur. So by heating this mixture, a part from the solid sulfur undergoes a combustion reaction with oxygen gas to produce sulfur dioxide SO2. Or in the third reason, it's due to experimental errors that occurs during the separation of the products at the end of the reaction, or it may be due to the impurities in the reactants. The reactants are not completely pure. The purpose from calculating the percentage yield is to measure the efficiency of a chemical reaction.